right calls. Now, when you're starting as a new coach and you're a diamond and you're starting to actually find coaches that want to build this business with you, I know everybody's like, okay, now what? What do I do next? Like, how do I get this person started? And here's what you do. First off, you're going to send them that orientation video that we've created. You can find it in the pinned post at the top of the Team Project Fearless Facebook page. You can find it at teamprojectfearless.com under archived calls. And you can also find it under my YouTube page at youtube.com/Joan Woodbury. Okay. So there's a few different places where you can get it. You can save it to your desktop. You can actually download it. You can create your own. You can do whatever you want, but you want them to watch that orientation video first. To me, number one, this shows that they're committed. If they've taken the time to actually watch this video, jot down their questions, and then schedule a time to get on a phone call with you, it means that they're ready, that they are going to take this seriously, and that they've taken that first step. So now it's not going to be a waste of time for you to jump on a call with them. And then once you're on that call, this call is about going over their questions. So I just start out with, being really informal. A lot of times, it's the first time that coach and myself have seen each other live. I know it's not live, but in person sort of. And so you want to make sure that you take a second to say hi, ask them how their day's going, how are they doing? And then you say, okay, awesome. So you checked out the orientation video. Did you have any questions on that? And then you're going to answer any of the questions that they had and help them and walk them through that. And then the next step is really to just talk about their why. So ask them why they wanted to start building this business. Why did they decide that they want to be a coach? What have they loved so far? What have they struggled with? What are they concerned about? What fears do they have? Kind of dig deep into that and ask them a little bit about their background too and their story. So that then the next step will be getting them started with putting a draft post together and sending it your way so that you can take a peek at it. You can help them draft it, help them create something that's going to be great to post on their Facebook page and help them get some coaches. So by asking all of those questions, asking what led them to sign up with a program in the first place, how they found you, what they like about this, what they like about the accountability groups, why they decided that coaching would be for them, what they'd like to achieve. A lot of times when you ask people that question, they don't even know the answer because a lot of the times they don't even really know what's possible with Beachbody. Some people think like, oh, I just want to, make enough money to cover my Shakeology each month. Some people don't realize that they actually could create a 6-figure income or leave their current job. So I start asking people, if I ask them their why and they say, my why is to help other people. I just really love, the programs and the accountability groups and I want to offer that to other people. Great. We all do. And that's an awesome part of your why and something that will help you enjoy this business. But I want to know what the why is that would make you cry. I want you to dig deep. I want you to think like the magic wand. Like if I had a magic wand and I could say I made this much money and I could do whatever with my life, what would that be? Because those are things that are going to help that person come up with their why. Another thing is I relate. So if somebody says, well, I work in the health field and I see a lot of people come in that are unhealthy and I know that it all boils back down to nutrition and exercise. So I want to be part of the solution of that and I just like to help people. I will tell them maybe the story about how Chris Reed, our parent coach, had the ability to, he saw that his great-grandfather and his grandfather both died very early of heart-related disease. And he didn't want that to happen to his dad. And his dad was heading down that track with high cholesterol, high blood pressure. He got him on Shakeology, and now his dad is healthy and happy and around, actually has a coaching business and is able to spend time with him and his family and travel with them and, has a girlfriend and he goes around and he does all sorts of events and trips and stuff like that. And, how it's been able to help his family with their health. So, or I use Katie as an example. So Katie's dad's a lobsterman who's got health issues and she wants to get him off that boat. So we talk about that. So that's great that you want to help people with their health, but have them help help them to connect it to something that's really personal and means a lot to them, right? So if that's their major thing, then help them figure that out. If there's somebody that hates their job, talk to them about that. Talk to them. You can use me as an example of how I left my job in 6 months and I loved my job. You can use any other person or top coach in the network and talk about how they were able to create a 6-figure income plus 7-figure income and leave their job. Maybe it's somebody who has a ton of debt. I know that you could talk about Bonnie Engel, who started out with $200,000 in debt. Or you could talk about Chelsea Pearson and her debt that she had when she first got started and how she was able to pay off the rest of her entire student loan with Beachbody money with $12,000. So you almost have to kind of pull things out of them to make them dig deep, but then use examples, get them thinking, If they're still just sitting there oh, I don't know, then say, okay, do you want to be home with your kids? Do you want to take your kids to Disney? Do you want to travel? Do you want freedom? Do you want to not have to answer to a boss? Do you want to pay off your mortgage? Do you want to get your parents to retire? What are these things? And have them I wouldn't have them come up with it right then and there on the spot, but I hand it to them as an assignment after I've related and talked about what other people have accomplished to give them an idea of what is possible in this business so that they can go back, dig deep, and really think about what their why is. And that becomes one of their first assignments too. Because if you have a strong enough why, you'll endure anyhow. It's very, very important to connect them to their why. So part 1 is making sure we answer the orientation questions. Part 2 is helping connect them with their why. Part 3 is getting them to draft up something and asking them about themselves so that you know about them and you can help them with those highlights that they can talk about in that initial post. And then I have them send it to me to look at, and I have them send a couple images to choose from, and we look at them and we tweak them, or maybe they're perfect and I say good to go, and then we schedule a time together to put them up so that I can make myself available to help them with those initial conversations. So I tell them, the people who comment, or message you, I am going to help you and say, hey, all these people that liked it, I want you to send this message to them. The person that commented this, I want you to send this message to her. The person who messaged you, respond with this. And then I say, and then we're going to go back and forth and back and forth. I tell them, don't go rogue on this. Don't try to do it on your own, because this is a really important step in your business to learn how we have these conversations. I then tell them that we have a conversation template and that they can use that if I'm not available, but I want to be available for the first call so they can watch me, they can have those conversations with me, see how the flow goes, talk about, they can see the mission and the mindset that we have while we're talking to people. And then for their next one, when they have the conversation template sitting right next to them, they can go, oh yeah, Joan did answer it like this. Oh yeah, okay, now I know where I am in the conversation. This is how we responded to them. And then I just reiterate to them that, the folks that we have on our team that follow this format get the best results, and I want you to be successful. So let's do it this way. Okay. So after you've done that, so now you've put the first post, maybe you've even gotten them a few wins, they've signed some coaches. That way they've also seen how the mobile enroller works. From there, you're going to have them go to the teamprojectfearless.com website, and I want you to have them go to the training tab and start at the start here. Password is without fear, that's capital W, 1 instead of an I, out fear. So without fear. So what I want you to do then is have them go through that and have them ask you any questions too as they go through that. Let your coach know that you're constantly going to be there for them. Relate to them and say, listen, first few months I did this, I felt like Bambi on new legs. You didn't know where you were going or what you were doing, but a few months down the road, you're going to be like, wow, I know so much and I can pass on this information to other people. And it's okay to be fearful, and it's okay to be afraid, and it's okay to have, not everything perfect and not know everything right away, because that's how everybody starts. And you're here for them to ask questions too. And also, you don't want to give them a ton of information during this call. You don't want to sit there and just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. You want to listen and build that relationship with them and really keep it very simple. These steps that I've put forth, the video, the Get Started Right call, drafting the post and helping them with that, and then moving forward, it allows them to get their feet wet. It allows them to get some wins before they get burdened with all of this information, overwhelmed, and then go, I don't know if I want to do this. So that's why we do it this way. And then if they're off and running to the races, then they're going to be asking you questions. They are going to be a leader on your team. The worst thing you can do is set your coach up to be completely reliant on you. You know, if they're waiting for you to tell them the next step, if they're waiting for you to do everything for them, you're not being a good leader. Part of being a leader is showing people that, yes, I'm here to help you, but it's your business. You are the CEO. You are the entrepreneur. There's not a lack of resources on this team. There's only a lack of resourcefulness. When I started, I did not have an orientation call. I did not have a Get Started Right call. I did not have a team website to go to. I wasn't told that there were archived calls. I was told that there were team calls, and those were very helpful. I wasn't told what a challenge group was. I had to ask. But I went around and I found these things, and I figured it all out for myself. And that's because I wanted it. So if you find a coach that wants it, they're going to figure it out, and you're just there to lead them along the way and answer their questions. So don't get bogged down by somebody who says, I want to do this, and then they don't even watch the orientation video. You can't start someone with a Get Started Right call if they haven't taken the time to watch the orientation video. Okay, so that's a little sidetracked. But anyway, that's what we do on the Get Started Right calls. And then from there, I'll check in the next day. Hey, did you follow up with those people that you started talking to last night? Okay, now it's time to start 5 new conversations. Did you start looking through the Start Here? Maybe pop over into the Team Project, to the teambeachbody.com website and check out some of those training videos that they have as well. And you get people to start going out and finding these resources for themselves, and you've already started guiding them in their learning and they're going. So having them do all of that, pointing out and inviting them to the team calls and inviting them to the power hours and things like that, that's all going to help your coaches get ready. But this initial call, that is our main goal. Draft post, make sure you've answered questions, and getting to know their why and getting to know them and building that relationship. All right, hope that's helpful.